Hey, what's up everyone? In today's video I have another Japanese high pin count lock for you. It's the Clavis F22. Let's take a look at the key. That's pretty much what you might expect from a high pin count lock. Lots of beating surfaces. And yeah, so in this lock we have pins coming from 5 directions. There's 22 of them and all of them are active. Let's take a look at the plug. So you can see that it looks like Emmentaler cheese because there's so many pins in there. So we have 5 on the left side, 4 on the top left, 4 on the top, 5 on the top right, and 4 on the right. There's also some overmilling in there, at least I can feel it a little now, and also see, but honestly during the peak I didn't feel it like at all, so it did not work too good. It didn't work at all. So the keyway looks like this. You can see it's round, but there are like 2 cutouts on the top and bottom, and that's why you require a special tool to tension this lock. I will talk about it a little bit later. What else do we have here? Well, there's the housing, nothing too interesting about it, and there's housing number 2, I guess. So if you wanna get this lock, it needs to be modified. There are some hardened steel pins in here that need to be drilled out, and then you should put a set screw in there to hold the plug in. Of course I did not do this because I would hurt myself. I already received the lock modified, so thank you Monitor Darkly and Legend of the Samurai for doing this for me. Anyway, let's take a look at the pins. All of the driver pins are mushrooms. They are all identical, so I will just show you one of them. Hopefully it will focus. Okay, so mushrooms. And you can see that the springs are somehow sticking to the drivers. I don't know how they did it, but it's very convenient when you want to get this lock, and it's also harder for you to lose a spring because they are just somehow sticking to the drivers. And for key pins we have these standard T-shaped key pins that you see in high pin count locks, and we also have some of these that give you counter rotation if you're trying to overset them. And we also have, what do we have? Some of them have like this sharp lip at the top that can get caught if you overset it. So the key pins are of various shapes and sizes, of course, and yeah, they can sort of confuse you, especially if you try to overset them. So I think that the main challenge of picking this lock is not getting lost and your peak placement. So first I just want to mention how to tension it. So there is this shutter tensioner from Multipeak called MP7, I think, and it's just like it was made for this lock, because you can see that you just get it into these 2 cutouts and you have a nice snug fitting tensioner. So it works just perfect for this lock. So MP7, I think it's the MP7. And for the picking, I saw Legend of the Samurai pick it with flags, so I couldn't do that. I didn't even try because I knew I would fail. And Monitor Darkly picked it with hook number 1 in 25,000s. I was using this one in 18,000s, but it doesn't matter. It works just as fine. It was pretty convenient. Some of the angles are a bit awkward because you have to go like diagonally, and you know, you can. It's sufficient if you angle the pick just a little bit to the side, and suddenly you are not touching the pin, but the inside of the lock, and you might get some false counter rotations. You know, so you really gotta be careful about it. And for some pins I was using this Multipeak, what is it, number 6PN, number 06. So especially for some higher lifts, it proves to be a really good help. So yeah, I don't know what else to say about this lock. It's pretty challenging, but it had really good feedback. I feel like it was really talking to me a lot. So the main thing you need to be aware of is where are the low lifts. There was actually one zero lift in this lock. It was this one, I think, yes. And but all the others had to be at least a little bit lifted. And if you know where are the low lifts, you should think about it. You should also create like a mental map as you pick the lock and remember what pins you already set, so you don't accidentally try to set them again and overset a key pin by doing it. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this lock picked. I guess that's all there is to say, so enjoy the pick. Alright, let's go. Key works. Let's put some tension here. Start the pick. I'm gonna start with this hook. Okay, so left row. There's 1, 2, 3, and I'd like to get something out of 4 as well. Okay, I think I did all, although it did not sound like it. Moving on to the right row. Okay, nice click out of 1. Now where's 2? There, click out of him. Click on 3 as well. Okay, a little something out of 4. Let's check these pins just to be sure. Okay, they look good. So let's take this hook and try to pick the top right row. Let's click on 1, and 2, 3, not exactly binding. Okay, give him a click anyway. Now top left. So we have 1, 2, 3. Okay, cannot get to 4, so let's try to pick top row, which is always tricky. Okay, something out of 1, 2, and 3. Okay, that was a click out of 1 on the bottom left. Let's go back to the top left. I think on 1 or 2. Okay, click out of 3. And 4. Okay, click there. Let's check the top right. I think on 1, 2, or 3. Okay, click out of 4. Now let's try 4 on the top. That's always like the super tricky one for me. Okay, got something there. Let's check if we dropped something. Maybe top left. Everything looks good so far. Okay, I don't think I dropped anything there. On top right. 1 feels good, 2 feels good, 3 feels good, 4 as well. And the last pin is kind of a max lift, so I will take this hook again. and look for him. It's hidden there somewhere. It may take me a while. Okay, I think I'm on him. Okay, got him a click. And was it enough? Though, let's check the top left anyway. Okay, so 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, and 4. Okay, click out of 4. And let's check top left again. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, this should be good. And top right, 1, 2, 3. This is awkward. Always. Just want to make sure that the last pin is like alright, because sometimes it's not. And it's a max lift, so you know they like to hide there. I wonder if the top is fine. 1, 2, 3, and 4. That is springy, if you ask me. Okay. So continuing the hunt. Almost sure that we're hanging on like one pin. Okay, let me try this hook again. Sometimes it helps. 1-0. 2-0. 3-0. 4-0. Releasing a lot of tension. Maybe something is stuck in the overmilling, I don't know. And towards the end of the peak, the overmilling tends to make a difference, of course. Or is it just an overset? That's also a possibility, of course. Let's check the right, because why not? Okay. Oh, huge counter rotation on 3, and we are open. Great. So in case it wasn't clear, I'll show you that it's really turned. Okay, let's lock him back up. And got it. Okay. So I will probably speed this whole thing up because it takes a while. Okay, let me just carefully reposition the angle. Okay, this looks good. Alright, so I just want to show before I start spinning up that there are 2 screws in the back, and this is very important. These are not your standard Phillips screws, because you can see this little dot in there, and these are JIS screws, like the Japanese industrial standard, and these are different than the Phillips screws. So if they are really tight and you use a Phillips screwdriver or the bit, you will strip it. I learned it the hard way. And not all Japanese locks or not all JIS screws are marked by this little dot. So if you have a Japanese lock, you should always use the JIS bit. It's like there, it's a different bit than the Phillips. The angles are a bit different. It's just a little note for you. Okay, so this goes off and the core is secured by by a hex screw. Thank you, Legend of the Samurai, for doing this. I got this lock from Monitor Darkly, and he got it from Legend of the Samurai, who was kind enough to do all the drilling and, you know, all the stuff I couldn't do ever. Okay, so this goes out. Okay, a little note to myself: I will put the left row here, right row under it. No, left row here, top left under it, top row here, top right here, and right row here. Okay, so in case I get confused when I try to reassemble. Okay, so I will speed this up definitely, so be back with you in a minute. Okay. Well, I had not a gutting disaster, but gutting problem, because I forgot that after removing the last row of drivers, there are still key pins, so they fell out. But I think this can be fixed rather easily. For the introduction, I probably also remove this core, but I don't know how to do it, and I don't want to make a fool of myself on the video, so I will do it after I finish the video. But anyway, we have all the pins out, so the core is here, finally free of all of the pins, and I will give you a careful close-up on all of the pins. Hopefully nothing will go wrong now. Okay, so here they are, 22 pins, and I will need to arrange some of them. Okay, well, that was a minor hiccup, but hopefully I can fix that. And if you made this this far, thank you for watching, guys, and hopefully I will see you soon with the next video. Until then, have a nice day and see ya.